Hello everyone, Golden J here. Don't worry about the PS5 on the back of the TV. But today I am going to be talking about Cobra Kai. If you watch the show and just enjoy from me talking about a certain character, it's gonna be about Miguel Diaz. No, this is not a video of Miguel Diaz being the best not best character, but the best fighter and all that, or Robbie versus Miguel. No, I already made videos about that on my YouTube channel. Just go right ahead on there and you will see it. But this video is gonna be about a big character development between Miguel Diaz. I decided to make this video because I seen a video on TikTok or an edit, basically just Johnny really just trying to motivate Miguel in season 4, telling him like you can show the whole world that you're the boss, like you're able to do this, like you're the king and everything. And it just made me think because we had the whole Stika Teka going on and the whole part 2 coming out next Friday. And it just made me think. At first, I wanted Robbie to actually win it because he always been in second place or something and never really won something besides the whole captain fight, but that's really nothing. So I just started to think like, it would actually make sense for Miguel to actually win it. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna go through each season for it to actually build up from what I'm saying instead of just putting stuff out there. Season 1, he's like the most nicest kid. Yes, obviously he's thinking about going to college, but it doesn't really show that he's really thinking about doing that. And he's together with Sam. He's really happy. He's doing karate. At first he was being bullied, but then once he started doing karate, he actually beat Kyler and his goons up, and he was actually happy about that. But then by the end of season 1, he was just honestly pissed because of the breakup between him and Sam and the rivalry between him and Robbie. At first a little bit, but then with the whole no mercy thing, it just messed his brain up, and which led him and Sam to actually break up, which actually sucks and is also dumb. But leading up to season 2, Sam actually blocks Miguel on Instagram, which is kind of stupid to me because if you know like Miguel was like the most nicest person and he's trying to contact you and everything, try contacting him. Don't just, oh yeah, all of a sudden he's just showing his actual true emotions. Doesn't mean, oh yeah, do not talk to him, which is just dumb to me, but it's whatever. So leading up to season 2, we actually see like a father and son figure between him and Johnny, and it should actually be Johnny and Robbie because Robbie is literally the son for Johnny, but it's really mostly of a father and son figure between Johnny and Miguel, and we actually see like how great they are together, and which leads actually up to the whole him being paralyzed in season 3 by Robbie with the whole school fight by the end of season 2, and by half of the season 3, Miguel is actually paralyzed and he's just angry and sad that he might not walk again for the rest of his life because he wants to be able to walk again and also do karate because that's really mostly he's thinking about while he's just sitting around not doing anything. And with that, he's finally able to actually walk again with the help of Johnny, and and he wants to do karate right away, and then that's exactly what he ends up doing. But obviously at first he's not really great at it. To be honest, he's even under Bert's level. But by the end of season 3, he fights Kyler, and I'm gonna just say this straight up. I don't think that he was able to actually beat Kyler that easily. I don't think so. I mean, yes, Miguel definitely has some power when it comes to his strength, better than anyone else. But in that state, by the end of season 3, when he was barely to put his leg up to actually kick Kyler, I don't think he was able to actually beat Kyler. Plus, Kyler's actually way stronger than he used to be. And we're talking about season 3 here. And I just think that was a big plot armor for Miguel Diaz. or maybe I could be wrong. So I don't know. And then leading up to season 4, we have him actually training again, and he's become more skillful, more strength-wise, more power and all that, and he's healed up. He's almost healed up from his injury, and for the prom fight and everything. I mean, mostly all he wanted to do for prom was be together with Sam and tell her that he loves her. But then Tori and freaking Robbie came in, messing with their heads, and which actually led to Sam being pissed, fighting Tori, and the whole prom fight just ended up happening. And before I ever keep on going, guys, this is for the ones that think that Robbie won that fight, or Robbie's a better fighter than Miguel in season 4. Stop it. No. In a prom fight, it does not show that Robbie is a better fighter than Miguel. Like, I don't understand how you guys can actually say that. There's no proof of Robbie being a better fighter than Miguel whatsoever. To be honest, Miguel got more hits than Robbie, but just because Miguel got pushed to the pool doesn't mean Robbie's an overall better fighter. And some people might say, how can I say that? Like, a fight is a fight and Robbie won that easy. Like, stop glazing. No. No, 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 no. A fight is not a fight. Every fight is not always the same, yes, but it gotta be fair to actually know who's a better overall fighter. That fight, it is fair. But realistically, Miguel wasn't even focused on fighting Robbie until Robbie put Miguel on the knees, and he was just basically just yapping for a quick couple of seconds. And then that's when Miguel was about to counterattack and was actually gonna fight Robbie more. But that prom fight literally could have been a season 5 fight, but it wasn't, because it wasn't focusing on to that point. It was just focusing on like a little baby fight between the two couples going against each other. That's really it. So no, Robbie is not a better fighter than Miguel, nor did he win that fight. To be honest, nobody won the prom fight. It was a fair fight. Nobody won it. But then other people might say Robbie is an overall better fighter than Miguel because Robbie was able to actually get a hit to Hawk faster than Miguel. And yes, it's true. But it's not true that Robbie's an overall better fighter than Miguel. It's not true. Let me explain why. Two of them, both Robbie and Miguel, fighting styles are different in their own unique way. 100%. And for Robbie in that season, which is his prime season, he was mostly really doing Cobra Kai, which means in the first round of Robbie going against Hawk, he put Hawk on defense most of the time, but it was a really quick round because Robbie actually got a hit on Hawk's chest, which Robbie got a point. But for Miguel wasn't really using all Cobra Kai, because if he was, to be honest, he probably would have got a point already, same way how Robbie did. But no, Miguel is really mostly using both styles, not really using one. He's using both styles in his unique actual way, which actually led to actually him fighting against a random person, and we see him doing a whole tornado kick, which means his fighting style is way different than Robbie's fighting style, because Robbie, he's really mostly just fighting in his own actual way, obviously, but then he's mostly using Cobra Kai, because like he said, he tried to use Cobra Kai to really maintain the whole situation that he was dealing with. Obviously it wasn't working, which actually got him angry, and that's why he really kept on using Cobra Kai to actually win his battles. But we all know, well, I'm not gonna say we all know, but my opinion, Robbie fights better. Robbie fights better using Miyagi-Do. That's my opinion. That's what I think. But yeah, Robbie's not an overall better fighter than Miguel. If you guys even mention that, no, it's not because Robbie's a better fighter than Miguel. I literally just told you that. But we're not gonna focus on that right now. We're focused on the whole Miguel character arc. Okay. Oh yeah, season 5. So the whole situation between him trying to go to Mexico find his dad, and at first he was like, he was so angry because he thought like, yo, his dad was actually a great guy. How can my mom really do this to me? Like, I missed all the first and all that. But then by the end of it, he realized who his dad actually was, which actually broke him on the inside. That's the first thing. The second thing, the breakup between him and Sam, they try to fix, but obviously doesn't happen. Even knowing no matter what, he honestly still loves and cares for Sam, no matter what. That's the second thing. The third thing, the rivalry between him and Robbie, but honestly, it wasn't like a huge thing for Miguel, but he was just really pissed. It actually became a more huge thing for Miguel by the end of their fight, because you actually tend to realize that Robbie really started their whole beef. If you think Miguel started their whole beef, you're a joke. My friend, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say you're a joke, because actually, at first, yes, he did start the whole beef with him kissing Sam. Oh, by the way, talking about that part, for the people that hate on Sam for that actual moment, stop it. Don't hate on her. There's no actual point to be hating on Sam for absolutely no reason. And for you guys to actually say, oh, she's annoying and all that, how in the world she's annoying? Rewatch the show of actual just Sam LaRusso, and you will actually understand that she's not an annoying character. I used to say she was annoying, but then while rewatching the show before plenty of times, I realized that she's not annoying at all. She's an actual relatable character when it comes to real life. But people hate on her for absolutely no reason, thinking that she's a crybaby, but she's not. But for Miguel and Sam kissing, it's literally 50-50. There's no, oh, overhate on Sam and don't overhate on Miguel. No, it's 50-50. Hate on both of them. But at first, Miguel did start the beef, and Robbie was honestly angry, which led to them fighting in season 2. Yes. But Robbie didn't need to push it to the extent to actually kick Miguel like over the second floor, to actually have him paralyzed, almost to the point that he literally almost died, which means Robbie really started their beef. Okay, I know it might not make any sense from how I just explained it. I'm gonna explain it again. Yes, at first Miguel started a beef, but it was a baby beef. It was literally just about Sam, a girl, like, relax. But Robbie really pushed it to the extent, actually pushed him more, to actually start the beef, the new beef, or well, the main beef between these two, to a point Robbie literally put Miguel to the hospital, like he was paralyzed, like to the point that Miguel Diaz literally almost died. And it's honestly just dumb, because people say that Miguel really started their beef, but no. Robbie mostly really started their beef, was actually led to the whole scene of him fighting Robbie in season 5, of showing their last actual fight in season 2. And Miguel won, and they just squashed their beef. And then nothing really happened to Miguel by the end of season 5. But this leads to season 6, part 1. Miguel is together with Sam again. They're better than ever. They love each other. And the main thing he's really focusing on is Stanford and a Zacatec guy. But mostly, nope, I'm not gonna say mostly on Stanford. It's really balanced out from what we've seen in the trailer. But at first, he was really mostly thinking about Stanford 100%. But not only that, he got also thinking about the new house too. Because once he came in, like, there was a scene when he came in the house and he overheard that Johnny and his mom was talking about we need a new house because this house is like trash and we don't really have the money for it. Nor to actually have the money to actually buy the money for Miguel's college, Stanford. And Miguel just overthinks, which is actually made him lose against Robbie. Again, no, Robbie's not an overall better fighter than Miguel in the Campton fight whatsoever. Think about it. Just truly, truly, truly think about it. It was obvious that Robbie was gonna win. The whole second place thing, the showing him being in second place throughout 2 All Valleys, and then Miguel literally 2-0 to Robbie. Like, come on. And then the whole Robbie gaining back tied up and then also winning like that, bro. You don't think that's freaking plot armor towards Robbie? You don't think so? Let's be for real. Let's be for real. That's literally plot armor towards Robbie Keane in that captain fight. But not only that, Miguel is also unfocused. And I say that because bro is trying to do a Superman punch we have never seen nobody, not even Miguel Diaz, do throughout the whole series, and even the show, not even the show, even the movies of Karate Kid and Cobra Kai. Never seen that happen. And we finally seen it off of Miguel Diaz, which should be the best teen fighter in the whole show, and he's doing that. That makes no sense. He was unfocused. He was on, like, he was thinking of what I just said, the whole get a new house, Stanford, not having the money for it, and yeah, so those 3 things is really messing up his brain, which actually gave him the loss because he was always thinking about the situation. So he wasn't really focused, and balanced to actually fight against Robbie and actually win. That's the only one reason why Robbie win, because Miguel was unfocused. But so much is happening to his head, and then from we seeing the trailer, we have him really amping up the whole team, telling them like, come on, let's go, we got this, we can't lose like this. And it seemed like that he's like the main one that's really putting in the work, while the team, especially Robbie, is supposed to be the captain, is really not doing their best at all. Like, he sees the potential for Miyagi-Do, and it doesn't really seem like they're doing anything, since like they're like, what, the 11th place? And it's really hurting Miguel mentally, and it's really bothering him, which actually have like a couple of arguments between him and Robbie. And we also see him crying as well. But we don't really see a whole lot for Miguel in part 2 of the trailer anyway. But there are people saying like Miguel's having the most screen time in part 2. I don't know. But we just have to see until next Friday. But now, you heard me just basically yapping about each and every season. Now I'm gonna put out the main parts of this whole video. I say that Miguel Diaz should win the Second guy because of how dirty they did Miguel throughout the series. Now, I already pointed out the whole dirtiness of what they did to Miguel throughout the whole series, so I don't have to go back to each and every season to actually say all of the stuff. I might say some stuff, but not say everything. But it started off with Miguel being paralyzed in season 3. Robbie kicking him off of the 2nd floor and being paralyzed. It doesn't make any sense to have him paralyzed, to deal with that trauma to the point that he almost died, to rebuild it up his character, and then him saying like, oh, he wants to compete, like he wants to show the world what he can be able to actually do. And this is like, what, I think season 4 or season 3, I'm not sure. No, this is, I don't know which season it was, but Miguel was actually just hurt because he wanted to compete again, show the world what he could be able to actually do. So which means at first, or at all, he wasn't really focusing on a rivalry between stopping Cobra Kai at all. He just wanted to compete again, show the world what he could be able to do. And that's exactly what he tried to do, but he got hurt. So to be honest, he's still undefeated in the All Valley. That's the funny thing. But by that, it really actually hurts mentally, and the whole dad situation, and like I said, the whole father and son figure between him and Johnny, and it showed that Johnny's really being an actual father towards Miguel, but now they really he's really like a stepdad for him, which is a good thing for Miguel. And like I said, we're building up his character to the point that he's not hurt anymore. He's fighting better than ever, and he's with the Miyagi-Do, trying to fight the Seika Tekai, trying to win it. And let's be real, it wouldn't make any sense for all of that trauma that Miguel had to deal with to not have him win the Sekai Tekai. Let's be real.